We are continuing the EU portion of the Ranked Royale. LuiisP taking Nugget down 3-2, which, according to this Wikipedia thing, says he's out of the running for first. I don't know if this is right. Maybe he is, but he would certainly like to get a win over Zen regardless. A lot of players have been trying to get wins against him. Zen needs a couple. He needs to win this and then beat Moxie if he wants to take it all. Chat, here we go. We got Zen versus LuiisP. Zen came out hot in his one match yesterday, but needs to beat LuiisP in order to keep everything in his hands. Or I guess the next two games are Zen playing, so it is fully in his hands. But if he wants a clean win, he's going to have to take down LuiisP, probably in a sweep. Moxie sweeping both of his previous games. LuiisP, oh my goodness, popping off to start this game. I don't think we've seen LuiisP versus Zen. Zen has played just about every top player in his recent streak, but I don't think that included LuiisP, and that was a nasty shot to go up 2-0. Zen has had just about every playstyle thrown at him, so I'm sure he's seen somebody similar to LuiisP at this point. And every time he plays somebody, he learns more. He's going to start with an air-dribble bump to put himself on the board, and a fairly long-distance air-dribble bump at that. Normally you see the bump connecting even closer to the ball, but I guess that one was fairly close, just high on the arc. LuiisP wanted to follow up this kickoff. Didn't get the follow-up and didn't get the back corner boost either. Zen's going to start a dribble from far out of the nets. Very lateral. Now off the back wall is Zen. Reset at the midfield. Comes to the ground and hits the ball low. Zen was prepping for a wave dash shot that flew back up to the top of the net, but Zen kills it. Sends it right into the bottom left. LuiisP, another kickoff win, you could argue, as he pushes it into Zen's half, but can't really control it too well. He does get the ball back to his back wall. Trying to be patient as Zen looks to steal away possession. The pinch gets the ball past LuiisP, but also gets Zen deleted. Now with space, Zen hiding behind the ball as LuiisP starts this curving dribble. It's a flicking just past the left of the net. LuiisP now a bit of chicken there with Zen as Zen slowly shadows away. It was possible for him to turn back and make a play on the ball, and LuiisP was almost hoping he did, expecting to be able to tap it past him. Had Zen done that, Zen will back off now, and LuiisP puts the ball right behind where Zen is going to be as Zen swings in net. He probably has every other part of the net covered for the kind of power that LuiisP can get from that flick by putting it directly behind him. Makes it awkward for Zen to make the save. Another fairly neutral kickoff that these two vie for control over. LuiisP probably coming out the better as he takes the ball into Zen's half, able to take the back corner boost. Zen, though, will escape to the right side of the field. Zen taking it to ceiling heights. Doubles it off the ceiling. LuiisP was up there to meet him. This ball is actually too high. LuiisP makes it back to clear it out of the way of the net as well, though I think it was bouncing out without any help. LuiisP will get to reset on his own back corner, but Zen, a possession with all the space in the world. What does he want to do? He goes to the air again. LuiisP's defense has been able to slow Zen down. Zen is not getting whatever he wants in the air, and LuiisP ends up counterattacking as Zen staying in the offensive half a bit too long, reversing back up and thinking about trying to make a play on the ball. All of that is far too slow. Leaves him out of position as LuiisP able to win the race to the midfield boost on this kickoff. Zen pinching the ball. It's a way to try and stay in control of it as he goes to midfield, but still ends up having to hand it over to LuiisP. Zen looks to pre-jump the air dribble and goes flying over the top of it. He lays turtled as LuiisP currently has the edge on him right now. Zen pass to himself. First touch reset. Takes to the ground and gets LuiisP to take an unfavorable challenge. Luckily able to guide this into the crossbar in a position where he can follow it right back up. LuiisP in control of this kickoff. Him and Zen both low on boost. Throws a fake flick, really. I don't think he necessarily meant to do that. Could have worked had Zen overreacted. But instead, Zen backflips and controls. Now falling in front of the ball in the aerial. LuiisP takes advantage of the brief moment that Zen was not protecting the ball. He knows better than to let Zen go to work in the air, trying to intercept him early. Now he'll dive right as Zen starts the dribble. Takes his corner boost and Zen drops it to the midfield. LuiisP looking to control, trying to aerial around and get a soft touch with the underside of his car. One that he could hopefully follow up. Zen sent it to the back wall. LuiisP still on offense. A minute left to go and a 2-goal lead. I think he just left the net open. LuiisP was not in a bad position, but he decided to take a trip to the midfield boost on 0. And it was not one he could get away with. Now, in his defense, maybe trying to continue to make a play on 0 would have had a similar result. Zen trying to fight LuiisP off the ball. No demo comes. He has to back off, and now it's LuiisP with possession, and he didn't expect Zen to turn around and immediately challenge something that he probably should have. LuiisP, no connection on the ball. He had only 30 seconds that he needed to hold on, and if he managed to touch this one, but Zen actually faking that he was going to send it across the net by jumping on the back wall. You see LuiisP reacting to that and looking to land himself what he thought was going to be in the trajectory of Zen's play, but Zen lets the ball bounce off the wall and ties the game. It's still not over for LuiisP, as he can score the next 13 seconds to prevent overtime, but it can always seem so tough against a guy like Zen when you held on to the lead and you let it equalize. Can you stay confident and not let the tilt take control? Zen's going to let the ball drop to the ground. So overtime in game number 1. Zen delayed kickoff. Works perfectly, or not quite perfectly, because although he does get possession, LuiisP gets the boost. Can he get back up to this in time? Zen bumps him right as he lands. And LuiisP, the backflip will mean Zen wins the game. These two back and forth in the 16 seconds of overtime. But that final flip is the one that spells LuiisP's demise. So close to winning this game number 1 against the guy that very few have been able to beat in game 1, yeah, let alone beat at all. But Zen goes up 1-0. Game number 2. We saw everything going in Zen's favor in the last minute and a half or so of LuiisP, and sometimes new games can completely reset momentum, but sometimes it picks up right back where it left off. LuiisP will be the first to score in this one. Zen maybe being a little bit more careless. We saw in the final moments how he knew every movement needed to be perfect if he wanted to bring it back. This time just kind of hands the ball over shortly after the kickoff. LuiisP pre-jumping in case Zen shot early, and then quickly turning around and using that second jump to get right back down to the ground. Stays in position, the eventual shot. LuiisP tried for a moment to catch the ball. You could see him, he didn't want to take the ball immediately to the side wall, which was an option. Instead, he waited for it to come down on the ground so he could start a dribble, and even that slight bit of bounce was enough for for Zen to rush back to the ball and shoot it over the top of him. LuiisP pulls off of his air dribble, uses his second jump to push himself back just a little bit more in an attempt to try and win this 50, and it works out well. Zen had pre-jumped up over the top of the dribble, expecting LuiisP to put a bit more on it. LuiisP lobs the ball up to Zen. First touch actually completely kills its momentum, and then he baits LuiisP into a bad backwards challenge. LuiisP had pre-jumped to try and stop him, lands in reverse, and feels like his best chance is to move towards the ball instead of continuing to shadow. It'd be hard to win backwards challenges, period. Especially from that far out. You normally see those backwards challenges come as a result of a fake in order to surprise the defender. Zen trying to just carry this in with every last bit of boost to see if he could get height that would surprise Luis, but LuiisP has the save. Boost steal in the corner. Zen working out 50 still, though. I don't think he was low. Oh, Zen, my goodness, almost got a nasty pre-flip jumping off the back wall. It shouldn't have been possible to score it. I didn't think there was really a scoring position, and yet Zen flips underneath it and taps it just barely not on net. It's the crossbar and is out, and then LuiisP slowly works his way down the field before hitting a nice low 50. Zen out of the back corner. A pogo shot as he approaches the net. The dribble just a bit too slow and a bit too far out to really make LuiisP panic. Zen using a reset on the first touch defense in order to get the ball over the top of LuiisP. You see players positioning right where they expect the ball to land so they can catch and control it, which does leave it possible to get the ball past them and end the possession if you can get just a bit of surprising movement. Zen may be doing that with the reset this time around. LuiisP will flick to Zen. Zen, we've seen him score psychos in the past. He's not going to try it this time. Instead puts the double into his own corner. Goal line save. Wins the race to the corner boost, so LuiisP will be forced to back off. Zen gets the ball on the top of his car. His flick is red. LuiisP sends it to the backboard. And this is not the best of movements in net from LuiisP. He's going to have a tough time recovering to this one. But Zen actually placing the ball right around the post makes it hard for LuiisP to get up. If he wanted to get up and hit it off the back wall, he probably had to drive right over the corner where he might have lost control. Instead, he goes to the ground and tries to handle it. Zen, a fourth no. LuiisP to recovery. LuiisP just trying to close the distance between himself and Zen as early as possible whenever he can, and it's been paying off a lot as Zen tries to control the ball at the midfield. LuiisP's there before he gets anything going, and the ensuing vibe for the ball goes in favor of LuiisP. Zen to kick off both these guys on zero boost. LuiisP comes the better of it as he has 100 to work with and possession. Zen demoing him on the back wall. Dropping the ball into the midfield. Low bounce dribble. Takes to the skies, and LuiisP's challenge game has been exactly what it needs to be. Getting a read on Zen's offense and meeting him long before the play starts. Can you survive multiple attacks against a guy like Zen, though? He turtles, He doesn't get any sort of pop from it. I don't know if he was looking for maybe a late pogo. But LuiisP has a 4-3 lead. Zen now likely to launch this flick. You can tell when the ball is rolling towards the end of the car that the flick is coming. And Zen absolutely rips one. It's going to be LuiisP who gives it just a little bit of extra heat. It comes in at 129 km per hour, but I do think LuiisP added some to that. Still a very impressive shot. Luis wins a crucial kickoff. As the clock winds down, 30 seconds, Zen tries to intercept a wall-to-air dribble. LuiisP looks to play it quick over the top of him, but it still goes off the ceiling and down to a position that Zen can control. Zen beats LuiisP at the midfield. This one rolling to the backboard. Zen gets back to it first. But at the cost of all the boost he has, he goes out to the opposite corner. LuiisP has a bounce dribble, trying to hook and get Zen to overreact, but Zen stayed grounded and intercepted the ball. An air dribble maybe to end the game. A 50 on the goal line. LuiisP keeps it out. Zen decides to keep the ball up. He will have more boost than Luis as he grabs him in the corner, but now it hits the ground. So overtime again in game number 2. Zen, another delayed kickoff. This is exactly what he did in the previous game. It wasn't a diagonal kickoff that time, but clear that he feels confident in his ability to control the delays. That being said, Luis has the ball falling on the backboard. This can be a bit of a tough position as Luis to control and get a good first touch that Zen can't just take it away. He's done a good job of being patient. Zen will steal his corner boost, but he's got more than enough to work with. Zen trying to backflip over the top of Luis. He reverses to the right position. Zen knows he needs to pop this ball, so Luis can't get a shot, and that's not a great touch. For LuiisP, you'd hate to see the game end the same way it did last time, which was just Luis sort of launching the ball awkwardly, leaving an open net for Zen. This time he clears the save to the midfield. Zen into the air again, pulls back off the ball. Luis, another great challenge. Zen, though, finds a way to get back to it. Finally, Zen works through LuiisP's defense. He has done such a good job of neutralizing Zen's aerial attack. But Zen got just enough this time as the ball bounces off the wall and back to himself. It might be close games, but they still have both gone in favor of Zen. 2-0 as we move to game number 3. Game number 3. LuiisP took the hardest road in the previous round by letting Nugget go up 2-0 and then coming back in a full reverse sweep. But can he do that against the likes of Zen? He's actually played a really good match so far. But a lot of players have played good matches. If you've been keeping up with Zen's record in the 1v1 universe, there's been a lot of close games, a lot of people who have put up really good performances against him, but you know who ends up winning in the end? Zen in every case but one. Right now, he's going to start again from behind in this game. LuiisP able to read the turn and challenge. Another kickoff win. Tries to go for a similar play. Doesn't get anything on this one. Demoing Zen. Depending on where Zen spawns, change the difficulty of this ensuing shot. Luis decides to play it really slow. Zen ultimately has the 50 on the goal line. These two racing out to the midfield. Zen plays the ball away from LuiisP. LuiisP was able to cover pretty much the entire net with how tight of an angle Zen had to go for, and Zen, probably as he should, prioritizing the defender missing over guaranteeing the goal, which means he at least gets to keep offense. Now a dribble from the back corner. All of his dribbles have been falling before the nets. LuiisP, when he's been able to, has been trying to challenge them early, but this time you see him approaching and he recognizes it's too late, has to head back to net. Cannot react to the bounce that Zen slots to the top right. These two hugging at midfield. Maybe both go for the wave dash. Luis on a carry and flick. Placed well. Zen has the perfect save. Even though he forced Zen into net, Zen's recovery is good enough to gain himself a possession, and he goes low with this one. He's able to find his way underneath Luis. Has the ball on top of his car all the way until just outside the box, where Luis is going to have to react to a flick and then drops it down. Zen might have a goal here as Luis goes to grab midfield boost. Didn't recognize that Zen had caught the ball. Zen challenging. Take the ball away. Has to play too quick to be able to find tap into the net. Luis starved out. What is this pinch from Zen? Finds a way to somehow pinch the ball to the back wall. The camera check from Zen as he looks to gain possession. He starts his wall to air dribble from the back wall, not even aimed at the net. He was aimed almost to the side wall and corralled it around. This one doesn't pay off. LuiisP within one. Laid back, thank you for the prime. Zen watching LuiisP. Recognizing he's given it a ton of space. Goes to the ceiling. Uses the reset to slam the ball down, but LuiisP's defense, I can't speak highly enough about it. Zen has made many opponent look silly, but LuiisP, for the most part, has forced the absolute best out of Zen, and nothing less has made it through. Did this long shot miss? It did! That needed to be a goal for LuiisP. He had a great read on the pre-flip flick from Zen and then missed his open net. I don't think you can get away with missing open nets against a guy like this. Zen, a little bit ahead of the ball, still finds a way to keep LuiisP from taking it. Slams the ball into the ceiling to start this air dribble. Seems like he's looking to get creative. LuiisP says, you do you, I'm going to go take the back corner boost. Zen, a pinch from all the way on his own side of the field. It's just barely off target, but LuiisP can't get the read. I can't believe that Zen was going to get a shot in the back corner. I thought he was just taking his time. He said, no, I have a plan for a full field pinch. And LuiisP couldn't get the read off the corner. And a 2-goal lead for Zen. Absolutely unreal. I thought, what is Zen doing? Taking the ball this strong into the ceiling, this far away from the net. But now I know. LuiisP able to get a third on the kickoff, keep himself around. Zen trying to challenge from the ceiling, flying underneath. Delayed kickoff for Zen. I think we've pretty much only seen a couple delays from him in the series so far, and both of them came in the overtime. Zen bumps LuiisP and prevents him from scoring that dish off the backboard. I did not think that was possible to keep LuiisP from scoring, but apparently there was a way, and Zen found it and then converts for a 5th goal as Luis pops the ball too high. 5-3 with 48 seconds to go. Zen challenging Luis in the corner. Wanted to get the tight angle shot, couldn't find it. Luis needs to score on this attempt. He's looked decent in the air so far against Zen, but actually lost control of the ball. I don't even think that was an intended shot as he rolled through the reset. Ended up just popping it on target. Luis just side flipping to throw it at the nets. It's all but forced to take shot after shot. Here's another great opportunity. Zen takes it away immediately by jumping off the wall. 5 seconds to go. Zen slow playing on the goal line and winning the game. So this will be the first one not won in overtime, but it goes to Zen nonetheless. GG's. A Zen 3-0 against LuiisP, which means the winner of the Ranked Royale will be decided by Zen versus Moxie.